Hey everybody, welcome back. This is HD and it's time for another HD broadcast. Now, as you guys all know, I've been accepting replays from the crowd as well as from pro gamers as well. I've been messaging a lot of the pro gamers out there to send me some of their top replays, and I'm proud to announce that I just got this replay sent in to me a couple of hours ago, and I'm going to take it on its face value. I hope it's going to be a good one. As usual, if you guys have any good replays out there that are, you know, really epic games, cheesy, macro, close ones, creative strategies, innovative, anything like that, send them to me. It's at hdreplays@gmail.com, and I'm preferably looking for pro game replays, so anybody who's been established in the pro scene or anybody who's in, you know, the Masters to Grandmasters League. Go ahead and send them in to me and I'll cast them. But anyways, this is going to be Catz versus Slush. And one of the guys who are playing in this game, who are playing in this game right now, did send this replay into me. Obviously, this is an inter-clan kind of practice game between Root, and Root is a very good pro gaming team out there that's been quite successful in a lot of their endeavors so far in MLG as well as in the TSL. So we'll see how this game gets down. It is, of course, a Zerg versus Zerg, as you guys can see already. Catz is going to be our yellow Zerg player up at the top left, and I guess I'll go ahead and leave that one open because it'll make things a little bit easier. Catz is, once again, yellow Zerg, and Slush is the purple Zerg in the bottom left. The map is one of the old school maps. It's Xel'Naga Caverns, which has been around for quite some time. And I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. Obviously, I trust the word of the guy who sent this into me. He said it's a really good Zerg versus Zerg, and I don't see too many good Zerg versus Zergs. Obviously, I play quite a bit of ZvZ on ladder, but I never really encounter a Zerg versus Zerg that just boom opens my eyes and makes me think. You know, I reach an epiphany and I say, wow, that was an epic ZvZ. Those are very far and few in between. So we'll see how this gets played out. Slush here is actually opening up with some pretty early Zerglings. Interesting to note that he placed a spawning pool up here, which actually makes it kind of vulnerable to Zerglings in the couple of minutes. If Catz decided to attack it, it's very hard to defend a spawning pool that's just out in the open like that. But it looks like Slush is going to be coming here with 6 Zerglings, and Catz himself doesn't really have any Zerglings whatsoever. And as a result, he may actually lose his Spine Crawler, gets to cancel off just in time, but will lose the drone. And wow, interestingly, Catz has no units to defend against these Zerglings. So Slush here coming in here with a bit of an early pool, bit of early Zerglings, and doing some pretty good damage here. Finally, the Queen comes out. Still no Zergling support for Catz. Catz is actually waiting on 6 more Zerglings here. And finally, the Zerglings pop out. And it looks like the Queen, thankfully, if you're a Catz fan, did not go down. But it looks like we have an Overlord that just got popped. So the Queen here by Slush just got an Overlord kill, presumably out here. As you guys can see, has 1 kill, and Catz right now is under supply. So Catz, things aren't going exactly as planned for him to start things off here. He's already a little bit under supply, already has lost a drone or two, and the early Zergling aggression by Slush has actually played out beautifully. Now notice he's got his Queens at the ramp. And the reason for that is he fears the counterattack by Catz, and that's very smart. Anytime, you know, you attack and you lose all your Zerglings, you have to be a little bit wary about the possibility of a counter. So Slush is wisely placing his Queens at the ramp, placing his Zerglings there, and it just doesn't want to allow his Catz to get inside his base with any Zerglings whatsoever. So this is very smart play right now by Slush. Interesting that Catz is actually going right into lair, guys. He's going for lair right now. A very fast lair indeed. This is much quicker than one would expect, and it looks like he's going to be I thought he was going to get a hatchery down, but it looks like he's just going to build Spine Crawlers at his front door. So I'm not exactly sure what Catz is thinking right now. He's got both of his gases mining and no extra hatchery going down, and he's already going into lair. So there's only 2 possibilities. Either he's going to go straight into Mutalisks, or he's going to go for a Nidus, or I guess he could go for some kind of a speed Baneling bust. And the last possibility, I guess, is just 1 base Infestor. And these are all very strange strategies that I don't know if it's actually going to work. Right now we actually have Slush going for a Baneling's Nest himself. And good lord, how many Zerglings is that? He's got like 20 Zerglings already out, and they are all hidden inside his main. And he's getting a Baneling's Nest. So in fact, Slush is the one who is going to be going for a 1 base all-in attack here. He's going to wait for speed to finish, He's going to get some banelings, and he's just going to bum rush the front door of Catz. And I don't know if Catz is going to be prepared for this, guys. In fact, Catz is going for Infestation Pit. So, Catz is going to be going for a 1-base Infestation Pit here. And the thing here is, I don't know if his Infestors will be out in time. It is going to be really close. Speed is now going to finish for Slush. Slush is actually taking the long route with his Zerglings. So, Catz right now has no idea that the Zerglings are coming. This is Catz vision, guys. And the Zerglings are going to go through the backdoor area, and there's no vision whatsoever for Catz right now. Catz is in actually a lot of trouble. He is not making any Infestors, guys. He is getting the pathogen glands, but he isn't going to have anything to deal with the 40-something Zerglings that are coming in here. 53 Zerglings by Slush. Catz immediately knows that he needs to block the ramp, and he gets all of his Zerglings out there to block the ramp. That is so many Zerglings here. Thankfully, Catz does have 2 spine crawlers in the back, realizing though that he needs to pull drones off the line right now, right here. If he can defend against these Zerglings, which he needs to do, if these Zerglings are allowed inside his base, and he is going to be in a lot of trouble. Keep in mind that's actually 19 Zerglings. Nope, not 19, actually only 4. So 4 Zerglings allowed to get inside, and Catz able to basically whittle down all of those Zerglings with his little measly defense of 2 crawlers, a couple of queens, and his own Zerglings and drones. Beautifully played by Catz, who is now immediately getting into getting an Infestor down, actually getting 3 Infestors out. And that, of course, is extremely smart. When you're facing off against this many Zerglings, Infestors are a great idea. And I see why Slush had extra Zerglings on his units tab. He's actually got a bunch right here that are just idle. There we go. Gets them off. And wow, very smart right here. Getting a hatchery of his own while he was attacking. So Slush, the man, has a plan. Even though his attack, throwing all those Zerglings at the front door, essentially failed, he does have a hatchery going up right here, so he will have a base advantage over Catz. And Slush is actually going to go for a round 2 right here. Catz has burrowed Infestors. He has researched burrow, and his Infestors are on the way over to the opponent's base. Fungal growth going down on the banelings, keeping them out of the way and out of the Zerglings' way. Especially doesn't want to allow them to get into the drone line. More fungal growth getting thrown down on the banelings. Really smart play right here. One baneling eventually getting off on the Zerglings and doing some pretty good damage, but Catz has really reduced the amount of Zerglings that have been allowed inside his main, but more Zerglings now flooding in by Slush, and Slush potentially gonna kill off a queen. Catz wisely running into his spine crawlers to keep his drones alive, but the lair is potentially going to go down. But keep in mind here, guys, we have 2 Infestors that are burrowed. Catz could potentially launch some serious damage here with his Infestors. It looks like the drones forced to fend for themselves here, and they finally, looks like they're going to be able to get rid of all the Zerglings. And here comes the Infested Terrans. Catz here is going to launch Infested Terrans inside of Slush's main. Both players' economy about even, guys. So both of them have been doing some pretty decent damage. If we pull up that worker's kill tab, actually, Slush has been doing a lot more damage than Catz. So Slush has killed off 11 Harvesters, whereas Catz has only killed off 2. But that's alright, because at the end of the day, both of them have about the same number of Harvesters. And so it really does even out. Now the Infestors burrowing over to the natural and launching off some more Infested Terrans. These guys are really pesky inside your mineral line. I mean, they have pretty good HP. They are basically a rechargeable unit that constantly comes out, and it is so annoying. It looks like the queen will actually go down, and the drones forced to run once again to another expansion or another area where it's safe to mine. The hatchery itself is at 300 health, the main one, so it could potentially go down by more Infested Terrans. It looks like Catz here running out here to scope the area. He sees more Zerglings and more banelings coming out, and wow, he's just using Infestors so wisely, leaving 2 for defense, leaving 2 for offense. It looks like he may launch some more Infested Terrans, but hold that thought. Fungal growth! No, Catz, yeah, did not launch fungal growth. Actually tried to block the ramp with Infested Terrans. That didn't work out too well. And now his main is raided by Zerglings once again. He does have a lot of spine crawler defense, but is it going to be enough? That's a lot of Zerglings. Slush here could do a lot of damage. Gonna once again kill off another queen, and only a few measly drones left alive. It looks like Catz deciding not to respond with Infested Terrans of his own at the offense. Maybe he's just waiting for more energy to accumulate before he does that, and he may actually lose the Infestation Pit. No, the fungal growth defends, and wow, This one's getting really heated up for a Zerg versus Zerg. This is definitely one of the best ones I've seen in quite some time. You don't really see games that wind down to this kind of a ZvZ, and more Infested Terrans getting launched out by Catz here. These Infested Terrans could potentially kill off the hatchery at the main. Guys, oh, Slush, is he gonna defend? Yes, he does. He decides to defend, at the same time being offensive with Zerglings of his own, trying to pick off whatever drones he can, but Catz just has way too many spine crawlers in the main to allow himself to fall to any kind of a mass Zergling attack, unless, you know, you flood in with 50 again. If we pull up that income tab, 12 harvesters to 11 harvesters, guys. At 15 minutes into this game, that is unheard of. Workers killed, both players getting a sizable kill for each of them. But in terms of units lost, Slush has really lost a lot more units, guys. He has basically invested all that money into Zerglings. 150 units worth have gone down for Catz. So that's just showing that Catz really isn't, you know, even though he's killed so many drones, he hasn't really been able to get a sizable advantage, because so much of those drone kills costed hundreds and hundreds of Zerglings. So it really evens out at the end of the day, and neither player has an advantage. It looks like Catz, though, he does have this one advantage, which is the hidden, burrowed underground launch infested Terrans advantage. And ooh, almost getting 2 drones stuck right there. Ends up killing both of them anyways. And this time he may kill off the hatchery. Wow. These infested Terrans, these 2 infestors have gotten so many kills, 6 kills and 7 kills apiece. The hatchery has gone down to infested Terrans, and the infestors once again coming out to possibly hit the natural, and we have more infestors to join the march. So Slush here is really in a lot of trouble, guys. He's now, well, I guess he's not completely in trouble, because he's got 1 base of his own. Both players actually have 1 base right now. Slush is fully mining. Catz is also fully mining. Neither player is in danger of running out of money. But Slush does have the danger of these lurking infestors underneath his creep, underneath the natural, and now actually Catz, it's his time to bring in some Zergling pain. It looks like a spine crawler there will be all the defense that Slush needs, and Slush is wisely going for a roach warrant, so he's gonna try to get some roaches out. Roaches would be a great unit to deal with the infestors and to deal with the Zerglings, but it's quite a ways away. Catz here has the ambush set, guys. He's got 2 infestors to the left, 1 infestor to the right. At any moment, he can launch fungal growth. He can launch infested Terrans. He's even bringing a spine crawler here, guys, to lay a burrowed spine crawler. He's gonna burrow it right on the creep at Slush's natural, and this is just gonna be devastating. Slush right now trying to get a spore crawler of his own to spot the infested Terrans, or the infestors, which is wise. And all the drones getting pulled to the right. Catz immediately springing in the trap, laying down fungal growth, killing off so many drones. All the drones getting laid to waste. And the spine crawler has been burrowed down and is starting to poke away at the lair, which was now canceled into a hatchery, actually. So Slush, I think, has basically surrendered. His buildings are bleeding to death in the main, and this is lights out for Slush. Slush GG's! Catz with an incredible game of StarCraft 2 right there. That was definitely... Alright, now I could definitely say, guys, that was one of the best Zerg versus Zergs I have seen in quite some time. Catz, first of all, with the massive defense at the ramp, when there's like 50 plus Zerglings running into his main, he was able to hold that off. That was brilliant. And then at the same time, throughout the mid game, able to be offensive with infestors and defend his main from those constant stream of Zerglings and Banelings. That was brilliance at its best. And then the infested Terrans here launching the infestors launching the infested Terrans, forcing the drones to the right, and then springing the trap here, killing off so many drones. That was beautiful. And at the end of the day, we actually have Catz with more drone kills than Slush. So great little practice game there between these 2 guys from Root. And I want to thank the player who sent this replay in. On top of that, as I want to remind you guys, if you guys have any pro game replays, send them in to me, HDreplays@gmail.com. And that's going to be it for me, guys. What a game. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and of course, hit that yellow subscribe button. Thanks a lot, guys. HD, signing out.